Thank you very much, Zishan Saab, and thank you, Miss Huda, for your very detailed, nice, and a very knowledge-bearing presentation. Uh, I am a layman in these subjects, but primarily because I was in a service which kept me outside Pakistan more than within Pakistan. But I'd like to one comment, and then I'd like to ask a little question. The comment you mentioned about Bahria, Islamabad, and Bahria, Rawalpindi, Bahria, Lahore, there wasn't much resistance. You are right in definitely in one fashion. There was very little resistance. The only big resistance came from another stakeholder of that area, of that region, and not only that region, but around the country. And later on, the two sides patched up and they are now hunky-dory everywhere. So one question comes out of that. Within your thesis of neo-feudal, the definition of neo-feudalism, where would you classify the DHAs? Would they be also called the new feudals or something more than that? Second point, a question I'd like to also ask is again, you mentioned that the state and the governments, there was a patronage by political patronage, and the people of the area, primarily the Sindhi speaking people from that area, they were displaced and they showed concerns and they had protests and they had lots of, we heard a lot of protest against
Yeah,
all
they burned
these.
the Bahria gate, Bahria town gate as well. Yeah,
Exactly.
that was burned as well. Yes.
Exactly. And Supreme Court got involved and the provincial government got involved. But I would like to know that since Bahria town, Karachi has started, I think at least 2 or 3 elections have been held. Have the people of that particular area reacted in a fashion that they made the people who were patronizing the political leadership, who were patronizing the Bahria town, Karachi, or the political bureaucracy, did they? Was there any fallout? Was there any accountability? The people of that area did they went against the normal normal political results we see in the province of Sindh. Uh, I hope you got my point.
Yes, I did. I
Question.
did. Yes, yes. Sir, these both questions are part of my thesis as well. I would highly encourage anyone who is here. It's a very short thesis, it's 60 pages. Please go through it, please read it. But I would quickly answer your question, sir. First of all, yes, when I have classified Bahria Town, Karachi as a neo-feudal entity, I have also classified DHA in the same capacity. Because at the same time, when I was conducting this data, DHA acquired agrarian land, and this one very aspect is important to note here, that why this state has supported this is such a big issue, because the agricultural land is now being given for these housing projects. This is the biggest concern that I have written about in my thesis. And at the same time, as I said, DHA acquired 40,000 acres of mango orchards near Multan, and they are now going to make a DHA there. So Bahria Town, Karachi, where it is located right now, the very land that is there, this land was particularly
Sorry.
this land was
There's
supposed
one
to provide. जी sir, एक minute. So this land was supposed to provide food. It was a food basket for the people living in Malir. But now there is this 46,000 acres are now being occupied, and where there's just this concrete, cement, and all these buildings. So we are going to face food insecurity in future as well. So, and the second, sir, very much a very important aspect of this was that This entire area, it does not have a natural water resource management system, irrigation system. So people living there, indigenous communities living there, were relying on water, these ponds that they would irrigate whenever there was a rainfall or things like that. Bahria destroyed those water reservoirs to make people move and shift from there. And whenever they purchase lands through state power, what they would do is that if five people are agreeing to sell their, finally after blackmailing and extortion and all of that, if five people agreed to sell their land and two families did not, they would create a boundary wall around them to isolate them, to suffocate them. They also destroyed the grass and the food that their cattle would go and eat. So people are forced to move out from these, and this would have not been possible if its state did not provide its machinery to make it happen. And you are very much right, sir, there was a lot of resistance, but we did not see any form of that resistance translated into political action. For a reason, one major reason was, sir, the one biggest reason was that there was complete media blackout of this resistance. The mainstream Urdu media would not talk about that how many people have been displaced. Why? Because most of these media houses are also being co-financed or supported by these real estate development people. So this is the knowledge blackout was also blackout was also something that happened, and it did not translate into any political strong big political action. However, as you mentioned, sir, it is very interesting fact that when the first time Bahria town made this deal with the Malir Development Authority, that this is the land that we have near Gizri, right? We would like to sell this land in exchange. So there was this exchange that happened, which is illegal, which is entirely illegal in the existing legal frameworks of Pakistan. And what they did is that they sold a very expensive land, which is actually at the highway, on a 25% less market value, in exchange for the land that was actually barren and was of no use. And when this was happening, the Sindh Parliament actually passed a resolution against it almost 5 years ago. But when the second time it expanded the expansion, there was no political resistance. So I hope this answered your question.